In the last few days, Senator Cory Booker and Kamala Harris both endorsed Joe Biden for president. They had no shortage of effusive praise for Joe Biden. Watch.
I am, with great enthusiasm, going to endorse Joe Biden for president of the United States. We need a leader who really does care about the people and who can therefore unify the people. And I believe Joe can do that.
Our divisions as a country is our weakness. We need the candidate that can best unify all of us, and that is Joe Biden.
Now, people who just got here from Botswana or Malaysia or who don't speak English may have been impressed by those endorsements, but for those of us with a VCR or a DVR, they didn't quite make sense. It was less than a year ago that Cory Booker was whining that Biden would be a disastrous nominee who would divide the party. Watch.
There's a lot of people who are concerned about Joe Biden's ability to carry the ball all the way across the end line without fumbling. And I think that Castro has some really legitimate concerns. There was a lot of moments where a number of us were looking at us on our stage when he tends to go on sometimes. At one point, he's talking about people in communities like mine listening to record players. But there are definitely moments where you listen to Joe Biden and you just wonder.
So what did Cory Booker just say? You know exactly what he just said. He said Joe Biden's senile. He's totally out of it. He can't carry the ball because he's too old. He's not capable of being president. That's what he just said in that tape. Kamala Harris, meanwhile, said that Biden was a racist.
I'm going to now direct this at Vice President Biden. I do not believe you are a racist, but you also worked with them to oppose busing. And, you know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
So she's for busing now. Actually, she's not for busing. No one was ever for busing. Everyone hated busing, particularly black parents. But whatever, she was still calling Biden a racist. I'm not calling you a racist. Racist. So what happened? He was senile, he was a bigot, and now he must be president. Well, the answer, of course, is it was all a sham. Harris never really meant it. Like most claims of racism you hear in politics, it was totally fake and totally transactional. Mark Steyn is an author and a columnist. He joins us tonight. So why not just say in their endorsements, look, the guy's senile and he's a bigot, but I'm for him anyway?
Yeah. That's basically what they're signing on to. The little girl on the bus, as Senator Harris described herself, is now on Joe Biden's bus. And whether that's a school district anyone wants to be driven to remains to be seen. It's one where, as Cory Booker pointed out, crazy Uncle Joe, when he's not sniffing your hair, is sneaking into your bedroom and putting record players on all night in which to indoctrinate you. The fact is, he's actually gotten worse since Cory Booker said that. What we're seeing is something quite extraordinary. Is his rival presidential candidates are basically now signing on to a dead husk of a candidate in the interests of so-called unity. I take it they've all been promised the vice presidential slot. Amy Klobuchar gave it away today, but I think Kamala and Cory have been promised it too. And God knows if anybody could use 7 or 8 vice presidential running mates, it's Joe Biden. But we're seeing something extraordinary here. You know, Trump was the anti-conventional candidate. He had no minders. He was all candidate and no minders. This campaign now is all minders and no candidate. He's got all these so-called surrogates now who've endorsed him, but they're endorsing something that isn't there. And the question then becomes, who is the there that they're planning on actually running this show? It's the weirdest presidential selection that has been seen in modern times, this.
Well, they're all home health aides. They're all nurses, in effect. I mean, is there anything that Kamala Harris won't say? I mean, when they said to her, look, Kamala Harris, you got to endorse the guy, do you think she even said, oh, but I called him a racist, I can't? Because now racism doesn't matter? I mean, or did she forget that she even said that?
No, racism is just a bit of chit-chat on one side of the political divide. So that, as you know, if you're the governor of Virginia and you're capering around in blackface, what the hell, that was just a youthful indiscretion. It's a youthful indiscretion when Justin Trudeau is doing it in early middle age. Then on the other side, these things destroy your career. So we live in an age where every morning you wake up and people with 50-year careers are being vaporized. And then on the other side, on the Democrat side, if it's one of your own, hey, you racist, you supported busing, that's just a little bit of light social chit-chat before you start promising everybody Medicare for all or open borders.
Charlie Rose must be wondering how he can get back in the game tonight, I would think. Mark Steyn, great to see you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Tucker.